Well, I don't have any trains in this video, but what I do have is a couple of cool sports cars. These are a couple samples of the new lighted O-scale vehicles currently being sold by Menards, and we're going to check them out today on Eric's Trains. Alright, so at some point when you're building a train layout, you're going to focus on stuff other than the trains. You're going to want scenery, mountains and tunnels and ground cover and trees and buildings and people and streets. And of course, on those streets, you're going to want some vehicles, and that's where these come into play. Now, there are lots of O-scale vehicles on the market, but these are a couple of the ones currently being sold by Menards. And again, what makes them special is that they're wired up with LEDs so that they have functional headlights and taillights. Now, what's really cool about these is that these are 1/48 O-scale models. You know, a lot of the trains being sold by Menards are not true O-scale. They're more traditional O-gauge, but these are actually scale models. Now, I'm really not going to talk that much about the cars themselves. These are just models of cars. I don't think they're actually made by Menards. I think Menards just wires them up with LEDs. This is a model of a 65 Shelby GT, and this is a model of a 67 Shelby GT. Now, I am not a Shelby expert, I'm not an automotive expert, and this is not an automotive channel, so please don't make comments about the accuracy of the models and so forth. I'm really not interested in that. What I am interested in is hooking these up on the layout. So we're going to position each car where I want it to be on the layout. Then I'm going to drill a hole underneath each car to run the wires, and then we'll hook up the power and enjoy the view. Okay, I'm here in the Carolina room, and I'm going to put the red Shelby GT right about here on this road. So let me go ahead and zoom in. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me to do a video showing how I make my roads. And I am planning on making that video at some point in the future. The reason I haven't made it yet is because the technique that I use to make my asphalt and make my roads, it's a technique that I developed myself, and it works really well, but I'm still working out a few kinks in it, especially when it comes to grade crossings, and that's why I haven't done the video yet, but I will do it at some point in the future. Anyway, we're going to put the car right about here, so that means I'm going to have to drill a hole underneath it. So I'm going to lift it up, and there's the wire, so I'm going to make the hole right about here. So let me go ahead and make a little mark with this screwdriver. Okay, so that's where I'm going to drill the hole. So I've got my drill, and this is a 1/2-inch drill bit, and I'm going to drill a hole through the road and through the table. Okay, I've made a mess, so now I'm going to vacuum up all this sawdust and stuff. Alright, so there's our hole, nice and clean, and I'm going to go ahead and feed the power wire through here. Now, I should point out that the only reason this is a 1/2 inch in diameter is to fit the end of the power cord here. If you wanted to do it with a smaller hole, you could cut this piece off, feed the thinner wire through a smaller hole, and then reconnect the wires on the underside, but I didn't want to go into that in this video, so we're just going to do it this way. And the 1/2 inch diameter hole should be perfect. There it goes. And I'll pull it through from the underside. And there we go. And so now our work up here is pretty much done. Let's go to the underside of the table and get this thing connected. Alright, so here is the power wire coming down from the top side, and here's the end. Now this end needs to connect to a 4.5 volt DC power adapter that is sold separately by Menards. Now over on this power strip, I have a Menards 4.5 volt power pack, and this was already here supplying power to my Menards Morton salt factory up top. So here's the end of that power pack. Now, what you can do is split this so you can power more than one accessory with one power pack. Menards sells a kit that allows you to split this into 2 or more. This one does 2. They've actually got one that does 3 or 4. But you can see it's a Y adapter that plugs into the end of the power pack wire. And now this cord right here goes off to the Morton salt factory, And the Y adapter comes with these extension cords. And then we'll plug in a second one, and this one goes off to the car. So back over here again, here is the cable coming from the car, and here's the cable coming from the Y adapter. So we'll go ahead and connect them. And now if we go up top, the car should have power. And hey, look at that. Our 65 Shelby GT now has headlights, and if you go around the back, it's got tail lights. Now there's a little glare from the overhead lights in the room, so let me go ahead and dim those, and that'll give you a better view. As you can see, it looks great, and it only took about 5 minutes. Here in the Colorado room with the lights dimmed, I've installed the 67 Shelby GT in the same way, and it looks great. Got the tail lights back here, and then up front we've got the headlights. These things look fantastic. So if you want to get one of these, the price is right at $30 per vehicle. And if you go on the Menards website, they've got the Shelbys as well as a few other types of vehicles. They've got some SUVs and some trucks and so forth. Now, if that $30 price tag seems a little bit high, keep in mind that this is actually a pretty good quality die-cast metal scale model that's been outfitted with LEDs, and so that price is actually pretty good. If you look around, you'll find that most high-quality O-scale vehicles are not cheap. Anyway, that about wraps it up for now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And when you do subscribe, make sure you click that little bell icon so that you get notifications whenever I publish a new video. And if you'd like to support Eric's Trains, you can do so through Patreon at www.patreon.com/ericstrains. You'll see a list of names at the end of this video, and those are the first-class Patreon supporters that I'm giving extra special thanks to. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm Eric Siegel, and I'll see you next time.